All right, let's dive right in. We've got this website you sent us, Click Engine, it's called, um, and it's making some pretty big, bold promises about website traffic, getting website traffic and making more sales.
Yeah, definitely some attention grabbing stuff right out of the gate.
Buyer clicks for pennies. That's their big tagline.
Yeah, that value for money angle is a classic for sure.
And they really go all in on the testimonials too. Everyone, it seems like, is raving about Click Engine. Even, retired school teachers to like big time online marketers.
Right, right. You see that a lot with these kinds of
They
products.
even throw in some specifics like 4 opt-ins and a sale, which I gotta say that piqued my curiosity.
Yeah, no, those details definitely make you lean in a little. But before we get too carried away, it's probably worth just quickly touching on what an opt-in actually is, for anyone who's not familiar.
Yeah, good point. Break it down for us.
So basically, an opt-in is when someone signs up for something on your website, like an email list, for example. So 4 opt-ins means they're getting people engaged, and then that sale, well, I mean, that's the holy grail, right?
Exactly. And speaking of getting people excited, did you see where they kept mentioning those traffic jackpot pages?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but it kind of sounds like winning the lottery for your website.
Haha. Yeah, it does have that kind of strike it rich vibe.
I mean, who wouldn't want a little bit of that thrill when it comes to their, website
That's
traffic?
sure, for sure. But it is, good to remember that there's often a bit of marketing magic going on there. They're using what's called gamification, making it feel more exciting and rewarding to get traffic.
Interesting. So it's like those scratch-off lottery tickets.
Exactly. You never know what you're going to get. That anticipation can be a really powerful motivator.
So, okay, let's talk price. They're offering this whole package for just $4.90 a month.
Yeah, that pricing is definitely designed to be eye-catching, to say the least. I mean, that's less than a fancy coffee these days.
It really is. Or you can go for the yearly option and get 2 months free. Even better, right?
Yeah, it's a classic strategy to make it seem incredibly accessible and affordable.
Speaking of affordable, they're also throwing in a free promo code for 1,000 website views from a trusted traffic partner, quote unquote. Now, I'm no tech wizard, but that sounds like a pretty sweet deal, right?
It can be, yeah. I mean, it's basically, it's like a little boost of visibility for your website.
Yeah.
But, and here's where things get a little tricky, the quality of that traffic can vary a lot. Some traffic partners are great, providing highly targeted visitors who are actually interested in what you offer. Others, well, not so much.
So it's like you could get 1,000 people who, I don't know, love collecting vintage stamps, but if you're selling, let's say, vegan protein shakes,
Yeah.
it's not really going to move the needle for your business.
Right. That's a perfect analogy. So while the free website views are, a nice bonus, I guess you could say, it's important to temper expectations, understand they might not be the magic bullet to instant sales.
All right, starting to get the bigger picture here. It's not just about getting any traffic, it's about getting the right kind of traffic.
Exactly. And that's where those buyer clicks that they keep talking about come in.
And to be fair, they do have a ton of those glowing testimonials to back up their claims.
They
Right?
do, they do. And while we always encourage a healthy dose of, skepticism when it comes to testimonials, they can still offer some valuable insight. So maybe we should take a closer look at what people are actually saying.
All right, let's do it. Let's dive into those testimonials and see if we can separate the hype from the reality, so to speak.
Sounds good. One thing that jumps out to me right away is the level of detail in some of these testimonials. People are mentioning specific numbers, 3 recurring sales, a school teacher retirement income, things like that.
Yeah, it does make it feel a little more, I don't know, authentic somehow. Like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe this isn't just marketing fluff. Maybe there's something real here.
Exactly. And that's what we want to uncover.
Now, you mentioned earlier that we need to be, I guess, cautious about taking testimonials at face value.
Yeah.
What are some of the red flags that we should be on the lookout for?
Well, one thing to watch out for is vague or overly enthusiastic language without any specifics. Like if a testimonial just says, this product is amazing, without any details about how it actually helped them, it's less convincing.
Right, like Click Engine is the best, 5 stars.
Ugh.
Would buy again. Doesn't tell you much, does it?
Not really, no. We also want to be aware of potential biases.
Yeah.
People are generally more likely to share positive experiences, and some might even be incentivized to provide good reviews, let's just say.
Okay, so healthy skepticism is key.
Hmm.
But If we do see those specific details, like actual numbers and stuff, that's a good sign that maybe the testimonials are genuinely reflecting people's experiences, right?
Yeah, that's a good takeaway, yeah.
As we're talking about all of this, it's making me think about the website's design itself. It's definitely got a unique look, to say the least. I'm not a web designer or anything, but I did notice they're using custom JavaScript HTML, which I guess is kind of unusual these days.
It is, yeah. While a lot of websites rely on pre-built templates or platforms, using custom code like JavaScript can allow for more tailored functionality and a more distinct visual style.
Yeah, it definitely stands out from the crowd, that's for sure. But do you think it's a good thing? I mean, some people might find it a bit, shall we say, retro.
That's a fair point, yeah. Design preferences are, they're subjective. What appeals to one person might not resonate with another. It's interesting, though, how they've chosen to incorporate those repeated links to, see what other Click Engine members are
Oh,
promoting.
yeah, I noticed that too. It's almost like they're saying, hey, don't just take our word for it. Check out what other people are doing. See how they're using Click Engine to achieve their goals.
Exactly. It's a subtle way to showcase what's called social proof and build a sense of community around the product.
I'm starting to see a pattern here. They're really good at using those psychological nudges,
Hmm.
and those social influence techniques to make Click Engine seem more appealing.
Yeah, they definitely have a solid grasp of marketing psychology. But at the end of the day, it's the product itself that has to deliver the goods, so to speak.
And speaking of goods, they're also throwing in, get this, 8, count 'em 8, free memberships from the esteemed Promote Labs team, another quote, as a bonus. Now, that's a mouthful, I know, but it sounds pretty enticing.
It does, it does. But maybe we should unpack what these memberships actually entail and, whether they genuinely add value to the package.
Okay, good idea. Let's break down these bonus memberships and see if they live up to the hype.
From what we can gather from the website, they seem to offer a range of resources and training materials related to, online marketing in general.
So it's not just about the traffic then. It's about giving people the tools and knowledge to actually make the most of that traffic once they have it.
That's a great way to put it, yeah. They seem to be taking a more holistic approach, which is definitely a good sign.
Now, the big question is, are these memberships actually valuable?
Yeah.
Or are they just promotional fluff?
That's a great question, and it's one we'll need to explore further. It's always wise to be a bit skeptical of free offers. Sometimes they can be incredibly valuable, providing access to, expert insights and resources you might not find elsewhere. But sometimes, not so much.
Right. I mean, a bonus isn't really a bonus if it's just a bunch of, outdated PDFs or
Hmm.
recycled blog posts. It's got to be something that actually helps people level up their online game.
Exactly. So let's delve into these memberships a bit and see if they live up to the hype. What are the specific resources? What kind of training materials are they offering? Are they genuinely valuable or are they more promotional in nature?
Okay, let's put on our detective hats, shall we, and see what we can uncover about these Promote Labs memberships. And hey, if you're already intrigued by what you've heard so far and want to check out Click Engine for yourself, you can find a link to the product at www.norraddigitalway.com/engine.
That's right. The link is www.norraddigitalway.com/clickengine.
Now, back to these bonus memberships.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, what are they all about?
Well, from what I've seen on the website, the details about the memberships are, they're a bit vague, to be honest. They mention things like, exclusive training and insider strategies, but it's hard to gauge the actual value without digging a bit deeper.
It's like those mystery boxes you see online. You never know if you're going to get a treasure or a trinket.
Haha, that's a great analogy. But in all seriousness, it is important to be cautious about these kinds of overhyped bonuses. We want to make sure they're actually offering, substantial value and aren't just a marketing gimmick.
All right, so let's investigate these memberships a little further then and see if they really live up to that esteemed title.
One thing that stands out is the variety of topics they cover. They mention memberships focused on social media marketing, email marketing, content creation, even affiliate marketing.
It's a pretty broad range. It seems like they're trying to cater to a diverse audience, people with different online marketing needs.
Exactly, yeah. And that could be a good thing, offering valuable resources for people at different stages of their online journey.
Now, how do these memberships actually work? Are they like online courses, or are they more, you know, community-based?
From what we can gather, it seems like a mix of both. They mention access to video training, downloadable resources, and even private communities where members can, connect with each other and share insights.
So a blend of structured learning and peer-to-peer support, that could be a really powerful combination.
It could. But again, the devil's in the details. We need to assess the quality of the training materials, the level of engagement in those communities, and really look at the overall value proposition.
Okay, let's dig a bit deeper and see if we can find some more concrete information
Okay.
about these Promote Labs memberships.
Sure. The website highlights that these memberships are created by the Promote Labs team, which they describe as esteemed, of course. It's worth noting that this kind of language is it's designed to create a sense of, authority and credibility.
Right, like, hey, these aren't just some random internet gurus. These are the real deal.
Exactly. But as always, we want to look beyond the marketing language and focus on the substance. Do these individuals or this team have a proven track record of success? Are they recognized experts in their fields?
Those are some great questions. It would be helpful to know a little bit more about the people behind these memberships.
I agree. A little bit of background information on the Promote Labs team would add to the transparency and credibility of the offer for sure.
All right, so we've got some homework to do then. We need to investigate this Promote Labs team, delve into the specifics of these memberships, and see if they're really worth the digital real estate they're taking up on this website.
Agreed. Let's see if those bonus memberships live up to the hype or if they're just another marketing tactic to sweeten the deal. And remember, we'll be keeping a critical eye on everything, just like we always do. We want to make sure you have all the information you need to make an informed decision about ClickEngine.
It's interesting how they've structured these bonus memberships.
Yeah.
They're not just like throwing a bunch of random resources at you. They've actually organized them into these distinct categories.
Oh.
Like there's one for social media, one for email marketing, one for content creation, and so on.
So it's like choose your own adventure for online marketing.
You can pick and choose the areas that are most relevant to your needs and your goals.
Precisely. And that level of customization can be really valuable, especially if you're just starting out or if you want to focus on specific aspects of your online presence.
Okay, so we've got the categories covered.
Yep.
But what about the actual content within each membership? Is it just surface level stuff, or do they actually go deep?
That's the million-dollar question. And unfortunately, the website doesn't provide a ton of specifics. They mention things like, step-by-step guides and advanced strategies. But without seeing the actual materials, it's hard to assess the depth and the quality.
It's like judging a book by its cover, right?
Exactly.
You can get a sense of the genre and maybe the target audience, but you don't really know what's inside until you open it up and start reading.
That's a great analogy. We need to exercise a healthy dose of skepticism here. It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of all these, free bonuses, but we want to make sure they're actually worth our time and attention.
So what are some red flags we should be looking out for when it comes to these bonus memberships?
Well, one thing to watch out for is outdated or generic information. Like if the training materials feel like they were, created 5 years ago and haven't been updated, that's a bad sign. Similarly, if the strategies they're teaching are very basic or could apply to, any business, it suggests they might not be offering much unique value.
Right. We want those insider secrets, those cutting-edge techniques that are going to give us an edge.
Absolutely. Another red flag is a lack of community engagement. If the private communities they offer are, ghost towns with no activity, it suggests that people aren't finding them valuable or engaging.
It's like showing up to a party and realizing you're the only one there.
Haha, exactly. A vibrant community can be a fantastic resource for learning, networking, and getting support from like-minded individuals. So if the communities are dead, that's a major red flag.
Okay, so we've got our detective hats on. We're looking for those red flags. But what about some green flags, things that would indicate these bonus memberships are actually, worth our while?
Sure. One green flag is evidence of expertise. If the Promote Labs team has a proven track record of success in, online marketing, that adds a lot of credibility to their offerings. Look for things like case studies, testimonials from previous members, or recognition from, reputable industry sources.
So we're not just taking their word for it. We're looking for proof that they actually know what they're talking about.
Precisely. Another green flag is a focus on practical, actionable advice. If the training materials provide clear step-by-step instructions that you can, implement in your own business, that's a good sign.
Right? We don't want vague theories or pie-in-the-sky promises. We want concrete strategies that we can, put into action and see results from.
Exactly. And finally, look for signs of a strong and supportive community. Check out the activity levels in the private forums or groups. Are people asking questions, sharing insights, helping each other out? If so, that's a great indication that these memberships offer, real value beyond just the training materials.
So it's like a three-legged stool:
Yeah.
expertise, actionable advice, and a supportive community. If all three legs are strong, then these bonus memberships might actually be, worth their weight in gold.
That's a fantastic analogy. It highlights the key factors we should consider when evaluating these bonus offers.
Now, I have to admit, I'm still a bit skeptical. It all sounds a bit too good to be true. You get this amazing software that's going to drive tons of traffic to your website, and then you get all these bonus memberships with, expert training and a supportive community, all for just a few bucks a month.
I understand your skepticism. It's always wise to be cautious when evaluating marketing claims, especially when they seem, too good to be true. But let's not dismiss ClickEngine outright just yet.
Okay, fair enough. We've done our due diligence. We've explored the website. We've analyzed the marketing tactics, and we've taken a deep dive into these bonus memberships. What are your final thoughts?
Well, based on what we've seen, ClickEngine appears to be a legitimate product with the potential to help businesses generate, website traffic. Their pricing is certainly attractive, and the bonus memberships offer a tempting array of resources.
But as with any product or service, it's important to, approach it with a critical eye and manage our expectations.
Absolutely. Remember, there's no magic bullet to online success. It takes effort, strategy, and a willingness to experiment. ClickEngine might be a valuable tool in your arsenal, but it's not a guaranteed path to riches.
Okay, so no guarantees, but definitely worth considering. And if you're intrigued by what you've heard today and want to explore ClickEngine further, you can find a link to the product at www.noraddigitalway.com. ClickEngine.
That's right. The link is www.noraddigitalway.com/ClickEngine.
As we're wrapping up this deep dive, it makes me think about all the different approaches to online marketing out there. There's no one-size-fits-all solution, is there?
Absolutely not. What works for one business might not work for another. It's all about finding the right strategies and tools that align with your, specific goals and your target audience.
That's where the real journey begins: experimenting, analyzing, and constantly refining our approach to find what works best.
Exactly. And remember, the online world is constantly evolving, so it's essential to stay curious, keep learning, and be adaptable.
Well said. And on that note, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you tried ClickEngine? What are your experiences with online marketing tools and strategies? Share your insights and join the conversation.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep experimenting, and keep those online ventures thriving.
So we've gone pretty deep on this one. From buyer clicks to jackpot pages to those interesting bonus memberships. As we're wrapping up here, what stands out to you the most?
I think, honestly, it's the combination of the affordability and just the sheer breadth of resources they're offering. You get the traffic generation tool itself, obviously, but then you also get access to all this training, that could basically cover a whole online business education.
Right. It's like they're trying to give you everything you need to succeed online, from getting those eyeballs on your site all the way to converting those visitors into paying customers.
Exactly. And that's a key point. It's not enough to just drive traffic. You got to know what to do with that traffic once it gets there. And that's where the training and the community support can really come in handy.
It's like building a beautiful storefront. You can have the most eye-catching window displays, and the most inviting entrance. But if you don't have anything good to sell inside, people aren't going to stick around.
Yeah, that's a perfect analogy. ClickEngine seems to understand that. They're trying to provide a more holistic solution.
Now, let's be real for a second. There's always a risk with any online product or service. How can our listener approach this, with a healthy dose of caution?
That's a great question. First, I'd say temper your expectations. Don't go in thinking this is, an overnight solution to all your online woes. It's a tool. And like any tool, it requires effort, it requires skill to use it effectively.
Right? It's not a magic wand. You just wave it over your website and suddenly you're swimming in cash. It takes work, it takes strategy, and a little bit of patience too.
Absolutely. Second, I'd say do your own research. Don't just rely on the information on on the ClickEngine website. Read reviews, look for case studies, see what other people are saying about their experiences.
It's like getting a second opinion from a doctor.
Exactly. You want to make sure you're making an informed decision. And finally, be prepared to experiment. What works for one person might not work for another. So be willing to try different things, track your results, and adjust your approach as needed.
So it's all about being proactive, informed, and adaptable. Not just relying on the shiny promises, but really digging in and figuring out what works best for you and your business.
That's a great way to put it. ClickEngine definitely offers a compelling package, but it's ultimately up to you to make the most of it.
And remember, if you're intrigued by what you've heard today and want to explore ClickEngine further, you can find a link to the product at www.noridigitalway.com/ClickEngine.
That's right. Head over to www.noridigitalway.com/ClickEngine and check it out for yourself.
Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground, from the psychology of marketing to the importance of community support. It's amazing how much there is to consider when it comes to building a successful online presence.
It's a constantly evolving landscape, but I think that's what makes it so exciting. There's always something new to learn and explore.
That's so true. And we're here to guide you through it all, sharing insights, sparking curiosity, and helping you navigate this ever-changing world of online marketing.
Until next time, keep learning, keep experimenting, and keep those online ventures thriving.
And as always, thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.